All right, 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to episode 3, season 1 of How It's Made. This came out in 2001, so you're about to see some retro stuff. Okay, skip intro. I don't really care. All right, what do we got here, yo? Toothpicks?
Acrylic bathtubs, helicopters,
That's gonna be a big one.
and beer.
I want to see some beer.
Some people use them to hold hors d'oeuvres together.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Kids
I never
make
knew how to
scale
spell
models
hors
of famous
d'oeuvres.
buildings and
It's
bridges
really
out
not
of
what it
them.
looks like.
And some people actually use them to remove food caught between their teeth.
Yep.
What are we talking about?
Yep.
Why, the humble toothpick, of course.
I like how they always have these. Ding!
Logs. Lots of birch logs are delivered
Birch.
to this
All right, finally they say what kind of
They're
tree
the
this
raw
in.
material from which toothpicks will be made. The heavy logs are lifted by grippers and placed into a debarker. Bark isn't part of the toothpick fabrication process and is recovered by this machine. But the bark isn't thrown away. It's
Oh,
sold
thank
to a
goodness.
neighboring factory where it will be used as fuel.
Wait, for what? What factory? I missed
The
it.
debarker works in 2 steps. With 2 passes, it produces a log roll that's perfectly cylindrical and easier to mill.
Look at that shot. Looks like you got a lot of jagged edges in that one.
This log is being transported
Why'd they
to
do
the
it
next
twice?
processing stage. This unraveling machine unravels the log as if it were a roll of paper, cutting it with
Oh,
fine
it's slicing it.
blades, each 4/100ths of an inch thick and 2.5 inches wide. These same blades will be used later to cut toothpicks.
Same exact blades, and what's the point of this part?
Then these 12 blades, positioned side by side on the unraveling machine,
This lady
will
is a
form
pro.
rolls of strips called billets. These tiny cutters are used to trim the ends of the toothpicks. Knives placed here
Still
and there on the
going.
machine thin the ends of the toothpicks.
Wonder how long this is. Out of one log.
The roller rolls up the cut strips, forming a billet.
A what? A billet? Maybe I should put the captions on.
Each weighs 4 pounds.
Billet. Billet.
The billets are carried to the puncher. The flat toothpick puncher cuts the billet strips into small, equal-sized pieces.
Okay. Dang, man, just to go in to put something in my
The
tooth
cut
to get
pieces
food
come
out?
at this end of the machine.
That's it? That's a toothpick? Oh, wait, no, it's not done yet.
The punch works very rapidly.
Calm down, Mop.
Knives come down 2,000 times per minute to cut a total of 8,000 toothpicks in just 60 seconds.
8,000 toothpicks?
Cut toothpicks fall into this chute, then into a container. At this stage, they're soft. They have to be hardened in a dryer for 4 hours at 250 degrees
I
Fahrenheit.
wonder what the return on these toothpicks
Then the
are.
toothpicks are transferred to the polisher. Talcum powder and friction help make the toothpicks perfectly smooth. This operation takes 4 hours. Toothpicks exit the polisher and pass through this sifter, which filters out
Wow.
broken ones. Those in good condition continue to an air blower system. Damaged ones are rejected.
It almost looks like potato sticks. Like, I kind of want to eat them, but
Perfect
it's...
toothpicks are placed onto
it's definitely
two
not gonna
conveyors
taste the
by an
same.
air blowing system. Drums
Wow.
at the end of the conveyors.
Looks
assure
like they made no
quantity
progress in that
distribution.
point.
Then they're carried to the automatic packagers. This machine counts the toothpicks.
How many?
Boxes are made up, ready for filling.
How many per box?
The number of toothpicks included in each box matters.
Uh-huh.
The packager is calibrated to place 650 toothpicks in each container.
That's a
And it
lot.
produces about 1,150 boxes an hour. It handles 747,500 toothpicks an hour.
I can't do the math in my head. I'm not that fast.
Some toothpicks are individually wrapped for distribution to restaurants and airlines.
Oh.
This machine wraps 1,200 toothpicks per minute. It automatically wraps, glues, and cuts the paper.
Look at those
This
bougie
facility
toothpicks thinking they can
manufacture
go
more than
cut the
2 million
line.
Toothpicks every day. And it all started from several birch logs.
Several? I thought that was all from one log. What? Totally juked.
Bathing daily is a relatively new phenomenon, historically.
Bathing daily is relatively new?
Baths only
How long are we talking here?
Today, whiling away the afternoon in the tub is more than a way to wash our bodies.
Oh, yeah?
With bubbles and bath oils, it can be an experience in luxury.
Nothing says.
Modern bathtubs look
I got
nothing
nothing.
like tubs of the Middle Ages, or those wooden tubs we see in
Whose
Western
tub is that?
To achieve
Oh,
supreme
look at those
comfort,
graphics.
The designer explores new shapes via computer and design software. Tools which make for a
Ooh, look at
speedier
that.
view of various shapes.
That's
Then
old
a
school.
model is produced. This one, produced on a 1/6 scale, is made
This guy's
of
got
cardboard.
skills.
Other models can be made of clay, polystyrene, or by stereolithography. Manufacturing begins with an acrylic sheet. It is heated to about 390 degrees Fahrenheit with ceramic elements. The sheet becomes soft and malleable.
No
so that
way.
it takes the form of the mold. Thousands of tiny holes in the shell suction the sheet by vacuum.
Huh?
The mold must cool before it can be opened.
Oh my gosh. What? Dude, that is so old school. Yo, how many fans can we put on this one side of the building? What kind of fans we talking? High end? You know, specially made? Let's go to Home Depot. Grab what you can. We're going to duct tape it to the wall. Get some broom rods. We're going to put them on this little arm here. I couldn't even figure out what I wanted to say. And then it's going to cool it. All right.
Blow air directly onto the mold, lowering the temperature to 170 degrees in 4 to 6 minutes.
Oh, bathtub, I love you. Dry me. I'll turn the fans off. Pull them up, pull them up. Too much speed on the fans. Too much.
Then the shell is easily removed from the mold.
Whoa,
It
that looked a
weighs
lot
about
heavier.
35 pounds.
35, that's it? Yo, I curled that.
To make a tub in another shape, they changed the mold.
No
They
kidding.
put in another acrylic sheet.
First it looked like a
The sheet
toilet
is heated
seat.
on the ceramic and fiberglass mold. The little holes vacuum out air, and the job is done.
That's pretty cool. That looks like a hot tub. That's going to have a lot of jets in it.
The molded acrylic sheet is not sturdy enough to be filled with water, so
No
it
kidding.
must be reinforced with fiberglass.
Oh, everything's fiberglass. That crap's going to get, that's going to get in your skin.
This is the fiberglass.
Is it?
Mixed with resin, it is blown
No
into
way.
the mold by a robotic unit.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Stored in reservoirs, the resin is carried to the robot by pumps.
You know, that robot got some loose skin going on there.
This is a chemical reaction between the fiberglass and the resin.
That
which
thing
produces
is
a
got
reinforced
sheets
shell.
for days on it. Just hear the jazz music.
Laminating is one of the most important steps. With brush and roller, they eliminate all air
All right, get
bubbles
the
that
team,
can
get
leak
the
into
roller
the
team.
This makes the fiberglass.
Oh, I thought he was gonna touch the guy on the side of the face.
to the acrylic shell.
I was like, D move, bro,
Process
D
takes
move.
75 minutes.
Wow.
The shell is then transported to the milling department. The shell is dry and hard. They can extract it manually, but here they use digitally controlled machines.
Digitally.
Operation begins with the trimming of the edges of the bathtub.
Bathtub. Drill it.
During this process, the robot will pierce openings for the drains, the whirlpool jets, and the air
I wonder if they have to
jets
program that
for
every
the
single time,
overflow
unless they only have like a
for
certain
ambient
model.
light. The bathtub, almost completed, is now sent to another workshop.
Oh my gosh, that guy had such steady hands. I
They
thought it
can
was a
now install
computer.
The pump, the piping, and the blower.
Oh, look at this. Surprised this isn't
Last
automated yet.
operations are done manually. The pump is installed for the whirlpool system as well as the PVC pipes, whose joints
pretty
have
cool.
been hermetically
I
sealed
cannot do
to
plumbing.
prevent any leaks.
How easy that guy's having it. Perfect.
Finally, to make sure that everything is functioning well, each bathtub undergoes a water test. The tub is finally ready. After 13
That's already
steps
installed.
and anywhere from 3 to 5 hours of work, depending on the type of tub.
Wow, look at that thing.
Unlike airplanes, choppers can move in almost any direction and take off and land straight up and down.
All right, all right.
We've captured your attention. Let's see what goes into building these whirlybirds.
Whirlybirds? Okay.
Man has always wanted to fly, and the versatility of the helicopter has allowed him to reach unexpected heights. Plans for a helicopter are created with the CATCHA 3D design assisting computer software. It takes 700 hours of work between the drawing stage and the assembly of the pattern.
Dang.
The helicopter is made of carbon fiber, a composite material
This is gonna be
lighter
cool.
and stronger than steel, protected by
But-
2 layers of green plastic.
But does not
The
stop
fiber
any
is cut
bullets.
with a blade controlled by ultrasound. They
Ultrasound?
run on several thicknesses of fiber to make the rear fuselage. The green light of a laser helps position the parts. Then with a heat gun, they apply a beehive web which increases the solidity of the structure.
A beehive web, like an actual beehive? Maybe I don't know what that is.
But the carbon fiber is still soft. To harden, it must be baked under pressure for 10 hours in this autoclave oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The piece is
Wow.
for machining. The door of the motor housing is kept in a cutting jig.
I'm not gonna be able to
It's
say a
shaped
whole lot
a
with
manual
this.
Shaper. Before installing the parts, they strike the carbon fiber with a resonance hammer to detect any faults. The electrical
Jim,
harness
get your
is
mini
mounted on the
knee
pattern
hammer.
before being installed in the aircraft.
I thought it was gonna be really
This
funny, but it was
particular
just straight
helicopter
stupid. I
has
didn't have anything.
2,570 yards of wiring, but others can have almost 6 miles.
What? That's a lot.
The wiring will be connected to the flight instruments panel, the brain of the helicopter.
That probably got pulled in from
This
somewhere else.
aircraft has 9,964 rivets fastened with a gun and a ram. They also apply a sealant to prevent
Oh, it's a
corrosion
very
creating
small
humidity.
copter. It's
They
a copter
now assemble
nonetheless.
The helicopter's rear fuselage, piece by piece.
I think they're
The
skipping
aircraft
parts because
takes
this thing is
shape.
coming together
They will
abnormally
install
quick.
Mechanical components later.
I like how they pick the music for each one. Gives you a sense of feeling of it.
The motor arrives.
Ooh!
This one weighs 260 pounds and has to be carefully handled.
No kidding.
Among the other parts to be installed is the circular plate on which the blades will be attached.
I
Safety
am
is
so
primary.
dumb when it comes to
The
motors
screw
or
knuckles
anything
are
like this.
perforated, allowing for the insertion of the brake
Not that I
cable.
can't put a
This
helicopter
copper
together by
metal
myself.
wire prevents the nut from loosening due to strong
Which I can't.
vibrations. Now they bolt on the 4 blades, which makes the helicopter fly.
Look at those
Weighing
guys. You can
8
tell
pounds
this from the
each,
2000s.
they're made of composite materials and an aluminum alloy.
Look
They're
at that
attached to the main
bolt.
rotor.
Dang.
The dashboard is installed in
That
the
guy's
cockpit,
married.
and all the wires are hooked up.
No way.
Contact is established and all is functioning properly.
Well, that copter came together in like 4 minutes.
The last step, finishing the interior of the craft. They install seats, safety belts, the consoles, bulkheads.
Wait, was that
windows and
Velcro?
doors, as well as the trimmings.
Wonder how many they make a day and how much this one cost.
The helicopter is almost completed, but it still has to be painted. Flight tests are performed to make sure that mechanical and electrical components are functioning properly.
Whoa, that guy's putting his hands up there? Wow, that cannot be safe.
It requires an average of 110 days to assemble the more than 3,000 parts of a helicopter like this one.
They made it look like it was 7
They turn
minutes.
out almost 185 units each year.
How much?
These 3-ton engines are capable of reaching speeds of 140 knots and flying at a maximum altitude of 20,000
That's
feet.
crazy. Burp, burp, burp.
Beer has been around for as long as civilization itself.
Oh, yeah, get the beer.
Historical records show that
Show me
ancient
beer.
peoples made beer with barley, hops,
Water and yeast.
We still use the same ingredients, but as you'll see, today's production technology is far more complex.
Dang, that thing is full. How much?
Beer is a fermented beverage made
Oh
from
my gosh, that must feel
cereals
so
and
good
water.
on your hands. I don't know why, but I kind of want to put my hands in there. It's like a massage. Bet it doesn't feel like a massage. I
The
bet it feels...
company has its own
I
water
don't want to put my
filtration
hands in there, though.
plant. It will be refiltered before being used to eliminate chlorine. This materials tank can hold 21,000 gallons. of water.
21,000?
11 and 16 tons of malt and another grain are added. They
That
use
looks like
styrofoam,
manure.
which has been heat treated to a high temperature.
Wow, look at that
Next, we will
tank.
Spend 2 hours here. An agitator
That's crazy,
prevents
man.
malt husk from settling to the bottom of the tank. Turbulence from the pumps during the transfer causes the formation of this protein foam.
Protein foam.
The wort is in the process of being extracted and will be boiled. About 5 hours have passed since the brewing process began.
That literally looks like it's magma or like molten metal.
Here they draw off a sample. They will make other control tests at various stages of brewing.
I am not a beer drinker, so that does not look good to
This
me.
is the draft.
But I can
A solid
tell
residue
it
extracted
looks
from
pretty
the wort.
decent. I have no idea
It will
of
be
knowing.
used as
I have
cattle
zero
feed.
experience. Cattle feed?
Here is a close-up view of the draft. Then the liquid is filtered.
What?
Here's the filtration tank where the wort is separated from the malt husks. A sample is withdrawn from the wort heater to verify the density of sugars and the quality of the wort.
Dang. This wort sounds worse than it is. Sounds like something totally different.
Now another ingredient, the hops, is added into the wort heater.
How long do you think that guy's been working there? You
Hops
think it's his
impart
like
bitterness and aroma
first year? Or you think he's
to
been
the
there for like
beer.
20 years?
The hops look like this.
Those look like pellets for rats. Or, what is it,
Now
bunnies?
start the brewing.
Oh, look at this
Control
thing.
room, an operator handles the data control.
Oh my gosh. Look at the computers. Wow, good old CRTs. Look at that keyboard. They need to get some wireless ones in there. They're doing it all wrong. Freaking
The brewing
DOS.
process. They add in the yeast, which starts off the fermentation. This process lasts between 7 and 10 days. This foam indicates that fermentation has begun, and sugars will now transform into alcohol.
That's why they
Each
need so many.
fermentation tank is computer controlled to maintain a specific temperature. During fermentation, chemical reactions
look like
create
potatoes.
the scum that we see.
Scum
Now,
and
aged for
warts.
3 weeks, the beer
Sounds like
is
something I want to
almost
put in my
finished.
stomach.
We see here the bottling tanks.
Dang, look at
Beer
all
has to
that
be
piping.
filtered once more. Exiting these filters, the wort is clarified. Then
Just so
rid of
you
the
can get a
components
beer.
responsible for the cloudiness of the beer. Here's the beer filtered a second time.
Looks like an
Finally
unsolidified
finished as a clear
candle.
product.
Okay, not a candle. Oh yeah, bottle
These
that.
bottles are now washed. After their wash cycle, the bottles have become sterilized.
Oh,
Bottles
reused.
arrive on this plate, ready to be filled. About 1,000 bottles a minute are filled while on the move.
1,000 bottles a minute? No wonder why they make so much money. The $5 a beer, that's $5,000 a minute.
Pass to the capper before being sent to the pasteurizer.
It's $300,000 an hour. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. 300,000.
Only 2
Don't worry,
steps
I'll get it.
remain. Labels are glued onto the bottles. Then they're sent by
Which one was
courier
this?
to be put in cases.
Which plant was this? Is that Bud Light? No. I mean, is that Budweiser? Oh, look at
From oil and
that.
cereal grains, the beer is now ready to be consumed and enjoyed.
Fantastic. Captions by Vitak, remember that. Oh, that was cool. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. See you. Yeah.